أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا. فصلوات الله وسلامه عليه. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. Indeed, all praises are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we praise Him because He's worthy of being praised. And the evidences which show us why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is worthy of praise is infinite. There's no way of counting it. However, one of the greatest reasons is the Quran. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises Himself in the Quran because He revealed the Quran. An ayah most of you know, الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدنه ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا. So the Prophet ﷺ, understanding the value of the Quran, used it as his greatest tool in da'wah. Anytime new verses were revealed to him, immediately he'd tell his people of Quraysh. And people of Quraysh are Arabs. They understand the Quran the same way the Prophet ﷺ understood the Quran, in terms of language. However, one time did come where a longer period went by without any revelation. And the disbelievers used that to their advantage. So they started telling the Prophet ﷺ, as we hear from the tradition that's agreed upon, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala left Muhammad ﷺ. Or the devil that was revealing to Muhammad ﷺ has left him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mad with him. And this upset the Prophet ﷺ. It made him very sad. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed one of these shortest chapters as a reply to the disbelievers. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. Very short surah. Most of you guys have it memorized. If you don't have it memorized, memorize it. But the meaning is very, very powerful. And this khutbah is going to try and shed light on some of its meanings. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens the chapter with two oaths. وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى. Duha is the time in which the sunlight becomes strong, after night. Basically, after sunrise, 15 minutes after sunrise, until before dhuhr, before noon. This time is called duha. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى. The saja means it's taken its place. Night has overcome daylight, totally. In this time, people tend to go to sleep, at least back then before electricity. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes oath by two times. Al-Dhuha, and in this time, people go out. They work. Men leave their homes to go find provisions, to work. Women do their chores at home or outside. And at وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى, when people go back home and they go to sleep. And these two times is when our activities, our daily activities change. So before duha, we're sleeping, we get up and we leave. There's a change in our routine. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى, we go home, we go to sleep, there's a change in our routine. Which is very interesting. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then tells Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was pleased with you before, He's still pleased with you. The Lord of these two times, the one who's able to change our daily activities by simply changing light, did not change His stance to you. وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't leave you, nor is He upset with you. And then He says, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. And the latter is better for you than the previous, than the former. Now the scholars differed on this meaning, and inshallah both of them are correct. A group of scholars, the majority, said that Al-Akhirah is referring to the next life. What's in the next life is better for you than what's in this life. Therefore, don't be sad by what people say. Don't be sad on the affairs of this life. If you don't have everything that pleases you, then know that everything that will please you is in the next life. The second opinion means that what's coming for you in this life and in the next life is better. Meaning you will go through stages, each stage is better than the one before. You will be in a better situation, you'll be stronger. Your da'wah will become stronger with time until the next life in which you will be completely pleased. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give you until you're pleased. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you. Ya Muhammad, I'm not upset with you. I didn't leave you. In fact, I'm going to give you until you're pleased. That's how much I love you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam three things. That He didn't leave him, nor will He ever leave him. He's not upset with him, nor will He ever be upset with him. That's the first promise. The second one is that what's coming is better than what passed. You will go and become better and better until you're completely pleased. The third promise is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't give him until He's completely pleased. Three promises. Next, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Prophet ﷺ three blessings he gave him. أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى. Were you not an orphan once, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you refuge? He gave you strength with first your grandpa, and then your uncle. After you were weak, when you were weak, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you stronger. أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى. And He found you unaware of faith and iman, the realities of faith and iman. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided you. When you lacked in knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you knowledge. That's the second blessing. أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. And He found you poor, and He made you rich. He gave you wealth. 3 blessings. Blessings. The first one, of strength, after weakness. The second, knowledge, after ignorance. The third, wealth, after poverty. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam how to thank these 3 blessings. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمِ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. As for the orphan, don't overpower him. Don't be harsh with the orphan. Like you were an orphan once, and I blessed you with strength, return that favor by being kind to orphans. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمِ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلِ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. As for those who ask you, whether it be wealth, whether it be knowledge, whether it be part of his time, فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. Don't be harsh with your words. Don't just simply say, get out of my face. No, if you have to say no, then in a nice way. As when you were poor. Remember, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you were poor once, and I gave you wealth. So whoever asks you, don't be harsh with them. Return that favor by not being harsh to people. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. As for the favor of your Lord, the blessing of your Lord, meaning revelation in Islam, talk about it to the people. 3 promises, 3 blessings, 3 ways to approach this blessing, these blessings. Now, how do we relate to this? How do we relate to this chapter in our day, in our time? Every single one of us. 2 ways, on a personal level and a social level. This is what I want to talk about. On a personal level, look at the moral of the story, of the chapter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, no matter what, when you were weak, ignorant in terms of faith, and poor, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't leave you. He gave you wealth, He gave you strength, and He gave you knowledge. There's no way He'll leave you. If He didn't leave you before, during weakness, He's not going to leave you after He gave you strength. And likewise, my brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never leave you unless you leave Him. And remember this in your daily lives. Remember, ponder upon the blessings that you have. Health. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your health in one way or another. Education. Alhamdulillah, in America we have a very nice education system. Could be better, but it's nice. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by using your knowledge in good. Wealth. Alhamdulillah, Southern California is very well off. Use your wealth to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by giving. Be a part of this community because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you a nice home. So give back by being active in this community, in the home of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Come pray Fajr and Isha. Go to the various activities and all the masajid in this community. Excuse me. The second level I want to talk about is the social community. That's on the social and community level. Today, we're facing Trump America. And this is worrying a lot of people. So how do we use Surat AL-Dhuhaa to our advantage? How do we do that? In order to do that, we need to do a little bit of research. And think back, 50, 60 years ago. For the second and third generation Muslims, talk to the first generation of Muslims. Our fathers, I'm part of the second generation, my dad, when he came to the States, he came with $500, and that's it. He was on his own. Just finished high school, he came to study. $500, he's on his own. And this was a situation for most of the brothers and sisters who came to America back in the 70s, 60s, 80s. Yet slowly they developed. Alhamdulillah, now doctors, lawyers, engineers, professors, PhDs, businessmen, companies, you name it. They develop slowly and slowly. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala developed Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was once poor, he became richer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala slowly made the situation better. They came, the first generation of Muslims, there were no masajid. First masjid was built in the 20s in North Dakota, of all places. And it was probably a third the size of the men's praying room. Yet slowly, with time, with work, look what we have now. Masajid in every state. Masajid, multiple masajids in the metropolitan areas. We developed slowly and slowly. Look at education-wise. 20, even 10 years ago, there were no institutions. Now, alhamdulillah ba'alameen, we have many institutions. We have political institutions, law institutions such as CARE, Islamic educational institutions such as Bayina, Zaytuna, Maghrib, and so on and so forth. We have developed slowly and slowly. وَقُولِ قَوْلِ هَذَا وَأَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ لِي وَلَكُمْ. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. The Muslims in America have developed slowly and slowly. Alhamdulillah, now we have so many American-born scholars. So many, in all states spread throughout the US. Now think of it this way, logically, brothers and sisters. Do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do you think He's going to slowly develop Islam in America? Year after year, decade after decade, put so many shuyukh, so many masajid, only to bring one guy and just put it all away? That's not it. That's not what's going to happen. As the Prophet, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet sallallahu "Ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala." Just because revelation didn't come for you for a short period of time doesn't mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mad at you. Remember how you were and how we slowly gave you, and you became stronger and stronger. Are we going to give you only to throw you away? Hasha lillah. Of course not. And do you think, brothers and sisters, using this analogy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to slowly develop Muslims in America only to say, khalas, goodbye, your time is done? No, not at all. No person, no single person, disbeliever or believer, can come and just destroy Islam. Destroy all these institutions. No. If, and only if, we neglect our duties as Muslims, will Islam be destroyed? Will Islam or Muslims in America be wiped out? As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in Surat AL-Dhuhaa, thank the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by giving back. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمِ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. As for the orphan, don't be harsh with them. Don't overpower them. So we, Muslims, were weak in the 70s, in the 80s, and the 60s. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us stronger. Use that strength. Use this blessing for the sake of Allah in the many various ways we have here in America. وَأَمَّا السَّائِلِ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. As for the one who asks, don't be harsh with them with your words. As our fathers, the first generation of Muslims, came with nothing, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them wealthy, and gave us, and gave us, and gave us millions. Use that wealth to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the various ways we have here in America. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us institutions, Islamic institutions, and as He gave us many scholars, alhamdulillah ba'alameen, here in America, and spread them throughout the land, use this to spread the word of Islam to everyone. If, and I repeat myself, and only if we neglect our thanking of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our thanking of these blessings, will Islam or Muslims in America be harmed. If we fulfill our duties, Trump and his cronies have nothing on us. They can't do anything to us. So you need to be active. Every one of you needs to be active in his or her own way. If you have wealth, then give. If you have time, then volunteer. Come to the masjid. You guys are all beautiful. A beautiful masjid, beautiful land, beautiful people. Be a part of this masjid. Be a part of any masjid. If you have wealth, use the wealth. If you have time, use your time. If you have knowledge, then spread it. It doesn't have to be Islamic knowledge. It can be any sort of knowledge. Alhamdulillah, we have refugees in this area. Go and help them out. See if they need anything. Visit them. Show them your support. Blood drives. Come. Give some blood. Go outside and just be a good Muslim. Smile. And that's enough. Americans are very simple people. If you just smile, and if you're proper, you're not disrespectful, they'll say, oh, this is a Muslim, he's really good. You know, Islam's not too bad. What Trump is talking about is definitely wrong. If brothers and sisters, if you can move up, and sisters too, please fill in the gaps, move up, so everyone can sit down. During the Medina period, the Muslims also faced a lot of political pressure, a lot of military pressure. And the story of Al-Khandaq, the trench, the Battle of the Trench, which you all know, again, many lessons to be learned. The Prophet ﷺ and his companions were digging a trench as a barrier to fortify the Muslim lands. While they're digging, the Prophet ﷺ said, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. He praised Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said to his companions, you're going to open Egypt. Egypt is going to become a Muslim land. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Persia is going to fall under Muslim lands. Syria is going to fall under Muslim lands. Now think of this, psychologically. The Muslims are in a land they can't leave. The entire area has gathered against them. People are afraid. The hypocrites are saying, we're going to be wiped out. The people, the Muslims with weak iman are shivering. And the Prophet ﷺ is saying, you guys are going to open Egypt. You guys are going to open Persia. There's a contradiction here. But the Prophet ﷺ has revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed him what's coming. Hard times happen to the Prophet ﷺ, they happen to the Sahaba, they happen to the Tabi'een, they happen to the classical scholars, the great scholars, and it's happening to us. It's nothing new. However, what made them victorious is that they acted. What will make us victorious, and inshallah we will be victorious and we will get through these harsh years, is if we're active. Every single one of you. And, la samah Allah, if things don't work out, know that the people who were active will be saved. And those who weren't active won't be saved. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran about the people of Saturday, the group of Jews who, after they were forbidden to work on Saturday, they made a little trick in order to gain more wealth on Saturday without physically working. They did a trick, there's no time to go into details. So a group of Muslims of that time, Jewish Muslims, believers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, warned them. They said, what you're doing is a trick. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't be fooled. Stop doing it. And they kept telling them and telling them and telling them. And they don't listen. A third group said, why do you bother? Why do you bother? I mean, they're not going to listen. Okay? Just why bother and why waste your strength? And the first group told them, مَعْذِرَةً إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ. As an excuse in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we told them, we relayed the message, and maybe, just maybe, they'll feel Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they'll stop doing what they're doing. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَمَّا نَسُوا مَا ذُكِّرُوا بِهِ أَنْجَيْنَا الَّذِينَ يَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ السُّوءِ وَأَخَذْنَا الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا بِعَذَابٍ بَئِيسٍ بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْسُقُونَ. And when this group was engaged in this trickery, they forgot what the first group was telling them, the group who was warning them. When they forgot the warning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took them. بِعَذَابٍ بَئِيسٍ, with a harsh punishment. And He saved the ones who were telling them to stop. He saved the ones who were warning. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't mention that second, the third group. The group who said, why are you wasting your time? And the scholars differed on what happened with this group. Some said they were saved, others said no, they were punished with the first. So and we take from this, brothers and sisters, what? That those who are active will be saved. La samahallah, if things were to go south here in America for Muslims, those who are active, those who played their role, as the Surat AL-Dhuhaa teaches us, they will be saved. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save them in one way or another. However, those who are neglectful, those who didn't care, those who turned a blind eye, Allahu a'lam what would happen to them. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا بها جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا. اللهم لا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا. اللهم وفق المسلمين في هذه السنوات. اللهم أبعد عنا كيد الماكرين. اللهم أصلح شؤون المسلمين في كل مكان، في سوريا وفي فلسطين وفي العراق والشام واليمن وفي كل مكان يذكر فيه اسمك يا رحمن. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. A few announcements. Make dua for Sister Ashraf Unisa, and Sister Margana, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, who passed away. Both passed away. And a few announcements, some activities, inshallah, you will all be involved in. There's a presentation on meaningful life by Dr. Raghib Asirjani on Friday, February 10th at 7 p.m. OCIF Community Potluck, to welcome the new Sheikh of the Masjid, new Imam, is on Saturday, February 18th between 4 and 7 p.m. Pillars Academy Book Fair is going on this week. Please support our school and visit the fair. Pillars Academy Open House is on Wednesday, February 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. OCIF Blood Drive is scheduled on Sunday, February 26th. Register at redcross.org. On the same day, we will be having a presentation on visiting the sick. If interested, please sign up at the office. And all these announcements are on the TV slides for everyone who wants to double check. Welcome as-salah.
Yeah.